Welcome back to the another video. Today we will discuss about the next experiment, that is Harsey and Chase experiment, which was conducted in year 1952 to prove that DNA is the genetic material. In the previous lesson, as we have already discussed about the Griffith experiment, we have also discussed about the biochemical nature of the transforming principle. And in Griffith experiment, which was conducted in 1928, it was said that the genetic material is DNA. But still some of the scientists, they had the opinion that the genetic material is the protein. So in year 1952, again an experiment was conducted by these two scientists, Alfred Harsey and Martha Chase, in 1952, and this experiment finally proved about the genetic material, their nature, and this experiment proved that DNA is the genetic material. In this experiment, these two scientists, they conducted the experiment by using bacteriophage and E. coli bacteria. And you know about the bacteriophage. The bacteriophage is the virus which infects on the bacteria, or you can say the bacteria eating viruses are called bacteriophages. So bacteriophage is a type of virus which attacks or you can say which infect the bacteria. The bacteriophage is made up of the two components. As you know, all the viruses, they are made up of nucleic acid and protein. Each virus has two components, which are protein and nucleic acid. The nucleic acid may be DNA or maybe RNA. The protein coat is present outside to the nucleic acid, while the nucleic acid, whether it is DNA or RNA, present in the center, which is surrounded by the protein coat. Means the virus has mainly how many components? Two components, and these are protein coat and the nucleic acid, whether it will be the DNA or RNA. In the case of the bacteriophage, you can see here, this is the structure of the bacteriophage. The bacteriophage has a structure like this. This outer coat is called protein coat. The protein coat is also known as capsid, and in the head portion of the bacteriophage, the genetic material is DNA. Actually, the protein coat or the body has three parts: the head, this is the neck, and these projections are called hook. The hook, the neck, as well as this protein coat, or you can say the capsid, all these three parts, the outer covering overall, is made up of the protein, and this central part, it contains the nucleic acid. In the case of the bacteriophage, the nucleic acid is not RNA, it is what? DNA. As you know, the hooks, or you can say this one, the tail, helps to adhere with the bacteria. It helps to attach the bacteriophage properly to the body of host, that is E. coli bacteria. And finally, the bacteria can transfer its genetic material to the host cell, to the bacteria, and very rapidly the virus, they multiply within the host cell, they increase in their number, and finally they lyse, they degrades the bacterial cell and they come outside. In all the viruses, as you know, the viruses, they are obligate parasite. The viruses always multiply within the host body. They do not multiply outside to the host body. They are unable to multiply. And that's why they are said to be what? Obligate parasite. Before I explain this experiment in detail, first of all, let me to define a very brief introduction about the virus, how they multiply within the host cell. As I told you, when the virus, it attacks on the host body, the genetic material of the virus enters. Nowadays we know that the genetic material is DNA or maybe the RNA. When the genetic materials enters inside the host cell, the genetic material gets incorporated with the host DNA, and after the completion of the incubation period is the time when the viruses, they do not multiply within the host cell, within the host body. The symptoms, they do not appear, but after the completion of the incubation period, the virus, the DNA of the virus is detached from the host DNA and it multiplies rapidly. And due to the rapid multiplication, due to the replication, so many DNA fragments, the proteins, they are produced, and finally after the assembly of the protein coat and DNA, so many phage particles, or you can say the viruses, they are produced within the host cell, and finally they come outside after breaking down of the host cell, and this is called lysis. When the bacteria, they come outside from the host body, they infect the another host cell, and this is the life cycle of the virus. So I was explaining about the Hershey and Chase experiment. In this experiment, they selected these two organisms. The first one, that is bacteriophage, a kind of the virus which attacks on the bacteria, and second, they select the bacteria, namely E. coli bacteria, Escherichia coli, because most of the experiments have been done in this bacteria only, that is E. coli bacteria. Actually, these two scientists, they wanted to know that about the nature of the genetic material. As I told you, when the virus attacks on the host body, the genetic material enters inside the host cell, and that genetic material is responsible for the process of multiplication, and due to the process of multiplication, so many phage particles are produced. So the bacteriophage mainly has two components. that is protein, and this one is the DNA. Now there is a question that which one is the genetic material, either it is protein code or the DNA, because at that time there was no clear-cut knowledge about the nature of the genetic material. So these two scientists, they proved about the nature of the genetic material, and that was finally they found that DNA is the genetic material. How it was possible? In this experiment, what they did? First of all, they prepared the two medium. They used two culture medium. In one culture medium, they added 35 sulfur. As you know, 35 sulfur is the radioactive substance. So in one medium, they used 35 sulfur, radioactive sulfur, and simultaneously in another medium, they used 32 phosphorus. In radioactive, in the culture medium, or you can say in the medium where they used 35 sulfur, and in another medium they used 32 phosphate. Then they added bacteriophages in these two different culture medium. Now in this culture medium where they have used 35 sulfur, the bacteriophage, the DNA, their protein code was labeled. It's very, very important. You can see here, I have denoted here with this green color. So here the protein code is going to be labeled by this radioactive substance, that is 35 sulfur. Now there is a question that why he used 35 sulfur, this radioactive substance, in one medium, while in another one they used 32 phosphorus. What was the reason behind? As you know, the protein code contains sulfur because protein is made up of some of the amino acids, and like the cysteine, methionine, these two amino acids contain sulfur, and that's why the protein code is going to be labeled by this radioactive substance. As you know, the radioactive substance is the substance which emits radiation due to the spontaneous disintegration. Later on, you will observe in this experiment, if the protein code is going to be labeled, it will emit the radiation, and finally it can be detected even from outside. They are visible through the autoradiography. So when in one medium the 35 sulfur were used, 35 sulfur was used, the protein was labeled. Why the protein was labeled? Because the protein, as I told you, has the sulfur, and that's why, because of the presence of the sulfur, in this case protein was going to be labeled by this radioactive substance, and that is 35 sulfur. In this case, DNA will be not labeled by the 35 sulfur. Why? Because in the DNA molecule, sulfur is absent. So if you wish to level the DNA by this 35 sulfur, the DNA will be not leveled because DNA don't have the sulfur, and that's why it is not going to be leveled. While in the another case, in the another medium, they used 32 phosphorus. As you know, the phosphorus is present in the DNA molecule, in the nucleotide, and that's why in this case, in this medium, when the bacteriophages, they were transferred, they were leveled by 32 phosphate, and this 32 phosphate level the DNA, not the protein coat, as the protein coat don't have the phosphorus. So it's very, very important in this diagram and in this diagram, both they are parallel to each other. You can see here, in this case, the protein coat, the outer covering of the bacteriophage, that is protein coat, is going to be leveled by this radioactive substance, that is 35 sulfur. While in this case, the DNA is going to be leveled because of 32 phosphate, by 32 phosphate. I have also explained that why the DNA is not going to be leveled, as the DNA do not contain sulfur. That's why here DNA is not being leveled, and here the protein is not going to be leveled because protein do not contain phosphorus. Now, in the next step, you can see here, I have written here, infection. After when these two, or you can say when the bacteriophages, they were leveled by phosphate, 32 phosphate and 35 sulfur, now they were allowed to infect the E. coli, or you can say the host cell, or you can say the bacteria. Now you have to see that which one, whether the protein or DNA, which one is going to be enter inside the host cell, which is responsible for the multiplication, and the component, whether it is DNA or protein, which will enter inside the host cell, that will be the genetic material finally. Now through this experiment, you will get to know that which one is the genetic material, whether it is protein or DNA. So both the leveled types of the bacteriophages, they were allowed to infect the host cell, and after infection, as you know, it is known that when the infection takes place, only the genetic material will enter inside the host cell, and remaining part will not enter. It is known inside the host cell. Then after infection, the second step is blending. In the blending experiment, what they did, they agitate the culture media in the blender, and this blender or this process of agitation is helpful to separate the empty protein coat and the bacteria. It's the nature of the virus when it infects the E. coli cell, the protein coat is not entered, only the genetic material it enters inside the host cell while the protein coat is remain outside. So in the blending experiment in this step, you can see here it has the genetic material in both of the cases. Now the genetic material is going to be entered inside while the protein coat, that is the capsid, is remain outside, and it was possible these two components were separated to each other by blending. So after blending, the blending was followed by this step, that is centrifugation. In centrifugation, they spin the culture with the centrifugator, and because of the centrifugation, the two particles which are heavier and lighter, they are separated to each other. The heavier particles, the heavier one, which is E. coli along with the DNA, it will settle down, and the protein coat, which is lighter, will be settled down on the top. So after centrifugation, you can observe in this case what they found. They detected a radioactivity not inside the cell, they detected radioactivity outside to the cell. But in this case, the radioactivity was found inside the cell while the protein coat was not radioactive. How it was possible? As you know, in this case, you have labeled here the protein coat. The protein coat is being labeled, while here the DNA is being labeled with 32-phosphate. The protein coat is not entering inside the cell. The protein coat is remain outside to the host cell, and that's why finally the radioactivity was found outside to the host cell, not inside the host cell. And because the DNA enters inside the host cell, the radioactivity was found in this case inside the E. coli cell and not outside to the cell. So finally, this experiment proved that DNA is the genetic material which enters inside the cell, while protein coat is remain outside to the host cell, and the protein is not the genetic material. So once again, let me to explain about this experiment, that the Harsey and Chase, these two scientists, through their experiment, they finally proved the nature of the genetic material, that the genetic material is DNA and not the protein. They used bacteriophage virus. Bacteriophage is the phage means virus. The bacteriophage is the virus which attacks on the bacteria, or you can say the bacteria eater viruses are called bacteriophage. They prepared the culture medium first of all. In one medium, they used 35 sulfur, while in another one they used 32 phosphate. In the medium where they used 35 sulfur, the protein coat was labeled, and in the medium where they used 32 phosphate, the DNA was labeled. Then they infected the host cell by the bacteriophages. After the infection, then they preferred blending to separate the protein coat from the E. coli, and finally they found in one experiment where they used 32-phosphate. In this case, the radioactivity was found in the supernatant, in the protein coat, not in the host cell, because protein coat remains outside, and in the medium where they used 32-phosphate, where DNA was labeled, the radioactivity finally they found inside the host cell, not as a supernatant. And this experiment proved finally that DNA is the genetic material. So that's all for today. I will teach you the next topic tomorrow. Thanks everyone.